Hello and welcome, Lanita, the scrappy grandma here. This is my living in the way, I'm a mess, living in the way playlist and just some updates. It's been a really, really busy week. Um, I've been spending a lot of time with my daughter and my grandchildren. It's summertime, and it used to be my favorite time of the year when the kids would be home, and we usually always had a pool, and the kids and the neighbors and stuff were always over and swimming in the pool and running around and having a ball. And I get to live it again with my grandkids, so it's really, really special. We've had some really great days and some really hard days. We last week, and so everybody, we're all kind of dealing with the same, situation with the economy and gas prices and grocery prices. I know I'm not alone, and things are getting a little tight and uncomfortable. And so my daughter and I have started working things out to where we are tag teaming and basically going down, driving one car and running all of our errands together. Um, and the way I can help her with the kids and she can help me with the groceries and it works awesome. We're able to just help each other. So we did that last week. We went downtown, ran errands. Um, she helped me here at the house. We have when my dad was here before he came, we got one of those pods, that they come and deliver, and then you can put storage stuff, in to store stuff in it. And so she helped me to empty the pods so that we can have them come pick it up, and that'll save us some money there. And we started putting I have two spare rooms. So one was my dad's, and the other one is the kids' room. Used to be Lacey's room. Um, it's bigger and it has a lot of my canned goods in it. That's where I store, it's kind of my big pantry and the kids' room. So we have a trundle bed for the kids. So when they spend the night, they've got places to sleep. And so we're starting to put that back together. They've been spending the night here recently and having to been like sleeping on the floor and stuff like that, or on the couch because we didn't have the beds in there. So we're in process there with putting the rooms back together. I'm going to make one a guest room so that when adults come, there is a queen size bed they can sleep on instead of a trundle bed with, the kids' stuff. Um, and then on we have some amazing food banks here in our area. And so we went to the food bank and we picked up some the food bank, and they had a case of peaches, big, lots. And it's one of the things when the food bank gives you fresh food, it's, I don't know how regular families consume it all enough, fast enough for it not to go bad. So, I had talked to my daughter and it's like, okay, if they give us anything fresh, let's be prepared to preserve it so that it doesn't go bad and we don't waste it. So it took a couple of days for them to ripen up. So we scheduled it out for Friday. They all came over and we canned the peaches and freeze dried some of them. So we have canned peaches and freeze dried peaches now. Everything's preserved. So that's going to be a great system that we're going to work out so that we can not waste things and helps with groceries. And the kids love the canned peaches. On Saturday, my oldest grandson, the 10-year-old Kai, he had a swim meet. And so we went to the swim meet and I took a jar of the canned peaches. And in fact, Lacey has some pictures. All of the kids, not just my grandkids, but all of the other little kids too. A lot of them are the littles that my daughter's involved with a co-op with her homeschooling. That's a whole homeschool co-op. And so it was a lot of the littles there. And they were all surrounding me like with little birds with the little mouths open. And I was putting peaches into every one of their little mouths and stuff to try to divvy it up so they could all have some and enjoy it. And I didn't want to give it to them because it would have been a sticky mess if I had to let them do it themselves. So um, that was a lot of fun going to my grandson's swim meet. And then our goal and plan was to bring Faith, the horse, who's been living at my daughter's house. She has eaten down all of the grass in the pasture area that they had fenced off for her, about a quarter of an acre. And so we've planned all along that she would come here as soon as we had the fence all shored up and we built a like a lean-to type barn for her. And I say we, Rusty. And so it was finally ready, and we brought her home, brought her here, and we got her, we thought, settled in, and we were all getting ready to jump in the swimming pool because it was hot. And Rusty comes running in and he's like, okay, we've got code blue. The horse is over at the neighbor's house. And they went over and caught her down in the neighbor's pasture. And she had cut herself all up trying to break through the barbed wire. It's awful. I mean, she's just got cuts all over her chest, cuts all over her legs. She's got a big old chunk missing out of one of her front legs. She ripped up all down by her hoof on her back leg. Her and definitely did not go the way we were hoping. And so all we can figure is when she was at my daughter's house, she had a companion. She had a pig, Honey Mama, my daughter's pig. And so she wasn't alone. And my neighbor has goats, and we think she broke into their pasture trying to get up to their goats because she's lonely. And so, and our we've got like 4 acres, and it's just barbed wire. It's not, so like I can't have a pig or goats or anything because they'll just break straight, they'll go between it, and goats are escape artists. So there's no way to get her a companion that's a goat or a pig. So now we're looking for something like another horse or a donkey or an alpaca or something that can keep her company. So, yeah, but now we have her right now. We brought her into the chicken yard, which is huge. Our chicken yard is enormous. And bandaged up all of her wounds and, put all kinds of stuff on her to help it heal. Father, please heal her up. Not really wanting to have to deal with a vet and the cost that comes along with a vet. So we're, trying to do it ourselves right now, prayerfully. Father, please let it heal. Um, but so we have her in the chicken area, and the chicken area's fence it's welded wire, it's squares and not barbed wire, and it's 8 feet high to prevent, and it has hot wire around the outside to prevent predators from getting in. So it's a safe place for her to be currently while she's healing. But she literally spends all day over against the fence looking up at the neighbor's goats. So it's like I feel so bad for her. So I put a note out in our local community Facebook stuff, is anybody's wanting to rehome a donkey or a mule or something that can, live in a barbed wire enclosement. So be praying that the Father brings about the right animal for her companion. And so there's that. Um, the bracing that I showed last week. In fact, I just took it off because I wore it through my I wore the neck one only part way through, and it was too uncomfortable. But my back brace I wore through my whole Torah portion Bible reading video. and it helps so much. And the neck brace, I'm just so thankful. It really is doing what I needed it to do, and I was hoping it would do. It is helping me not have my headaches usually start at night because where I sleep, the bones go out of place and pinch the nerves. And the only I've had two headaches while I've had the brace, but I had the headache before I put the brace on and went to bed. And through that night, the headache was so bad, I'd take it off and put the brace on, put it off, put it on, put it off. But other than that, I've not had any headaches start in the middle of the night. So it's doing exactly what I was praying that it would do. And the back brace is so helpful because, like, on the day that I did the canning and all of that, come 2 o'clock usually in the afternoon is when the pain really gets. And it's because my tendons aren't holding my bones together and upright. So the muscles are having to work extra hard to keep everything upright. And then I put the brace on, and those muscles are able to relax. And it has really made a difference in the amount of pain that I'm in the afternoons, especially on days when I do things like canning and things in the kitchen. We also made chocolate chip cookies that day for Rusty for Sabbath. I like to make him some homemade chocolate chip cookies because he loves them, and I just can't. The ones we buy at the store, the ingredients list is disgusting. So he gets, Italian flour, organic whole organic cane sugar, and I make my own brown sugar with molasses and sugar, organic cane sugar, our homegrown eggs, and then I get, the butter is healthy butter. I don't make my own butter at this point. I have access to raw milk. It's just more than I can do right now. So, but the bracing's working well. And then tomorrow, please, if the spirit leads you, be in prayer. I will be going to it's a ketamine infusion, which is kind of interesting. It's a 3 hour IV. Rusty has to go with me, um, because you hallucinate. And also, it's an anesthesia, so you're kind of out of it. It's like Twilight type. You're not fully out, but you're not fully awake. And they want someone there with you in case you have to go to the bathroom or just to make sure you don't get up and hurt yourself. And they come in and check like your blood pressure and stuff while you're on the IV to make sure. And they give you something for anxiety and nausea beforehand because I guess this medication can cause anxiety and nausea. I don't know. But so what it's supposed to do is people with chronic pain, and it could very well be the case in my case, the pain place in the brain, you get stuck in a pain loop, and it keeps, telling you your body's in pain, your body's in pain, your body's in pain. And the ketamine goes up to that section of the brain and it resets it and breaks that loop. And like your body's not in pain. The doctor, you can have they schedule the infusions every 6 weeks, and he wants me to try 3 times, 3 infusions. And then after that, if it works, then we'll continue doing it every 6 weeks. If not, we'll discontinue it and try something else. I mean, he's got me scheduled for acupuncture, physical therapy, a lot of different things. So, prayerfully, we're going to get a handle on this pain situation so that I can get off of the opioids, which is what I'm having to rely on right now, is tramadol and muscle relaxers to keep the pain at a functional level to where I'm just not, if it, I've tried the past couple of weeks to not take the pain medication, and at a scale of 1 to 10, the pain is at a 25. It's a 50. It's so horrible that I can't even think straight. Um, it's so much pain. So, um, prayerfully that, we'll find something. And so then tomorrow I have my ketamine injection or infusion. And then Wednesday, I have my therapeutic massage in the morning. And then, depending on how I feel, sometimes they say that you might be out of it for like 24 hours after the ketamine infusion. So I may be just staying home Wednesday and chilling. But if not, I joined some Facebook groups just to kind of see what to expect, what people's, experience has been doing this. And some people say that you are like kind of hyper and speedy for 24 hours, And so if that's the case, after my massage, my plan is I'm going up to Northern California to my girlfriend Gina's house to house sit for a couple of weeks for her while she's taking. In fact, I called her today and she's loading up the camper, and they're getting ready to take off. And I think she said they're going to Iowa. It's one of the states back there in the middle. I think it's Iowa. And so I'm going to be watching the dogs and the cat in the house and make sure everything's taken care of there. So I'm going to be bringing my computer. I have every intention on recording my Bible reading next week and updating everyone from Gina's house. I'm taking everything I need to be able to continue to do this up there. And yeah, I'm going to spend some time with the father, just alone time. And then I also probably planning on like going and having a pedicure and lunch with my auntie who lives up there. Spend some time with my friend Shell who lives up there that we've been trying to get together and just has not worked out. And then possibly popping over and seeing my friend up in Nevada, Wendy, who I love going to Wendy's house. She's basically off grid. Um, I mean, she does have, power, and she has power and water and all of that, but she doesn't have Wi-Fi. She doesn't have internet. She doesn't have any of that television. She's out in the middle of nowhere in the desert with her own little oasis. She's got the most magnificent gardens, and usually when I go there, I'm able to run around barefoot because it's sand and it's crazy. Where I live, the soil is, because of the oak trees and everything, the soil is very acidic. And so in the summertime, like my heels and stuff crack from wearing sandals, and it's just my feet get really sore. And in fact, so much so, and then where she's at, her soil is very alkaline and very healing. And I even at one point, in fact, I will do it again now because I'll tell you what that. But I brought a bag of sand home, and Rusty put it in a pan for me. And like whenever my feet started getting bad, I go and just put my feet in that sand, and literally heals my feet up. It's crazy. Unfortunately, when we got the cat, we forgot about my pail of, he puts it in an oil, where you change oil and you pour it out in the oil pan. Um, it was in one of the corners of one of the rooms, and the cat found it and thought it was a litter box and used it. So I had to throw out all my good sand. So I need to replenish my sand supply for my feet. Crazy as that sounds. But yeah, I go there and I am able to run around barefoot, and we go and just munch in her garden. I spend, as we're watering, we're eating her peas and whatever else that's growing out there. And she says she has an abundance of rhubarb, and so she's wanting to can rhubarb. So that's probably what we'll do the day that I'm there is we'll can rhubarb. There's times that we go to the river and just enjoy the river, and which takes us all the way back. I've known Wendy since like sixth, seventh grade, when we were kids. And then when we were teenagers, we hung out a lot, and we spent all summer at the river, us girls. Like, we had a whole tribe of us, there'd be probably 8 to 10 of us. And we'd hike out to the river and lay on the rocks all day long and, just lay and play in the river and stuff. And so it's kind of our thing. We love going to the river and just having fun in the sun and the water and stuff. So those are the possibilities of what I might be doing over the next couple of weeks. And then I come home for a few weeks and for about a month. Yeah, a little over a month, maybe about 6 weeks. And then I'll be going to Israel. So after I get back from Gina's is when I start, having to really get serious and thinking about packing for Israel because that's coming up faster than I realize. So, all right, I think that is pretty much fills you all in on the happenings. What the father's been doing is, I shared last week about the healing and the relationship with my mom and my daughter and how beautiful. And I'm just literally living in that and enjoying what he's doing there. Like I said, me and my daughter doing a lot with the grandkids and stuff, doing a lot of things together, which is my heart's desire. It's something I've wanted my entire life was to be close friends with my daughter, and he's given me my heart's desire. And then also I plan on at least once a month going over and spending a day with my mom. She got a new scooter and a motorized scooter, and she is able to get out and about now, which she had not been able to do. They did their first little jaunt around a lake. It's called Lake Elizabeth where they live, and it has a nice walking path. And she made it all the way around the lake. And so her life is going to open up again. And, my mom has traveled her whole life and I mean, done wild things like climbed Kilimanjaro and Machu Picchu and paddleboarded around Thailand. And she's just, been to China a couple of times and did around the world trips. And she even walked the Camino, the Way. There's a movie called The Way with Martin Sheen in it. Watch it. It's a great movie. And it's about walking. It's a Catholic thing. But it's oh, now I can't even think of the word, but it's a long walk over in um those countries over there. I'll have to, but it's called the Camino, and her husband did that, and my stepdad, and for her to be not doing stuff and being just at home, it's so unusual for her. So now she's got mobility again, and so she's out and about, and I'm excited for her to this new opportunity for her to get out and about and out of the house. And it's going to be good for my dad too, because he's he's still vibrant and capable and loves to get out and walk every day and stuff. So now they'll be able to go together again. So like when I go over to visit, I told her we'll walk the neighborhood. She likes to go walk the neighborhood and pinch people's um succulents. She gets little pinches and she plants them, and her yard is incredible. Oh my gosh. And she lives over in the Bay Area where it's easy to grow succulents. She doesn't have the searing heat of the Central Valley like we do. Um, and then the cold like we do. It's just a nice, in the 70s all year round, pretty much over there. And so she's got the most beautiful yard with incredible succulents that she's like taken pinches from all over the place, even other countries. She's brought pinches of succulents home. So, yeah, we call it our midnight succulent raid, which we don't do at midnight, but we go around and, you know, take people's succulents. I guess that sounds awful. Um, but anyway, all right. I think that is it. Nothing else to really share. I appreciate your prayers. I'm so thankful for them. The Father has just been raining down blessings, honestly. Besides my pain, the rest of my life is the closest to perfection it's ever been. Honestly, I literally wake up and spend every day just in gratitude and thankfulness that my life is so beautiful and that he has given me the desires of my heart. And he's just raining. He's pouring out blessings. Me and my friends, sometimes my friend Angelina will talk about how we're being crushed by blessings. It's just it's like I don't deserve this. It's so much, and it's just it's amazing. It's amazing. My life is so beautiful, and I'm so thankful. He is such a good father. So, with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I kind of just rambled on. I hope it's not boring. Whatever. I'm doing what the Father told me to do. So, there you go. You get the benefit of it. So, I love you all. Be blessed. And prayerfully, we'll see you next week from Gina's or someone else's house. So, all right. Bye.